All right, Coach, so just talk a little bit about practice. How's everything been going through with the season quickly approaching?
It's great. This is day 8 for us. This is the 5th day of practice, which is awesome. And as far as we've installed, I mean, we're so much further along than I've ever been in any camp from a mental standpoint than I've ever been associated with in my 13 years of arena football. So Coach Shock, offensive coordinator, Coach Clay Harrell, the O-line, D-line coach, I mean, they're really picking up the pace, which in turn makes me pick up the pace. So I love what the progression is right now. More importantly, I just love the shape that everybody came in. I mean, we're hustling, we're flying around, we're doing a lot of good things, and really the gel. The camaraderie is something that I'm very impressed about. So 3 team meals a day. I mean, the guys are breaking bread, they're enjoying each other, and I think they know they're being coached well. They know they're in a great environment. They know the city's behind them, and so the elevation of play is really at a top level right now.
Can you just talk a little bit about the quarterback competition in camp so far?
Yeah, Randy Hipper's doing unbelievable. Bernard Morris is doing unbelievable. And we got a guy by the name of Chase Cartwright out of Northern Arizona that played for the Chicago Bears for a little bit. He's doing a great job too. So you got 3 guys who are all competing, and you can tell the competition. When one has a good ball, the others recognize, hey, I better throw that same ball or even throw a better one. So, competition breeds success, and that's something that's a big, part of my life. It's a big part of what I try to instill in the players, that at the end of the day, you're only as good as the people that are going to be next to you. So the competition has to rise. I mean, it's going to be a very competitive league. When you talk about quarterbacks, there's only 8 starting quarterbacks in this league. There's only 8 head coaches in this league. I mean, competition is going to be at an all-time high. And really, I mean, the smaller amount of teams, there's only so much space for players to be on a roster spot. So these guys are really fighting for their lives, and they understand that.
Now, this year you guys are actually inside of the Citrus Bowl. How beneficial do you feel like that is for the players to actually get their feet on the turf, as they will be playing in the Amway Center?
Oh, yeah. Amway Center is being so great to us. The Citrus Bowl is being so great to us. So, we're inside in the Citrus Bowl right now playing on the field turf. It's a fast turf. Orlando City Soccer's been great for us. They've been good for us. And the guys here, the Citrus Bowl is an unbelievable place. I mean, this is our home. I mean, I'm here 18 hours every single day. Some nights I sleep here. I mean, this is a place where we really rely on this place to help us perform at a high level. So to be in here on the turf field, to get the heat, to get the acclimation of the weather, where the turf obviously radiates a lot more heat than regular grass does. I mean, this is fast, and they need to understand how fast our game is going to be once we hit the Amway Center. So it's a good pace of play, but at the same time, it's just a great facility to be in, and I think it makes the guys feel even more professional.
And then you talked a little bit about how obviously a lot of coaching changes over the off season. How has the chemistry been able to grow with the units as you've been going through training camp so far?
Yeah, and Coach Sia Burley went back home to Phoenix, Arizona. You can't fault him for that, to go be close to the family. Coach Edwards wanted to kind of progress and do another thing in life. You can't fault him for that. Anybody who's ever coached for me, I've always appreciated everything they've done, and we've had great conversations. Now, when they had to make their decisions, well, then in turn I had to make decisions, and I had to get guys who are just as good, if not better, to make sure that the level of teaching is great. And so, Matt Salk, who's an unbelievable offensive coordinator, he won a championship with me when I was the head coach of the Spokane Shock, and he was the offensive coordinator there. We missed the Arena Bowl by 1 play. We lost in the conference championship when I was the D coordinator, and he was the offensive coordinator for the Utah Blaze. And then Coach Clay Harrell played for us and won a championship with us when we were in Spokane as our fullback, offensive line, defensive lineman. So to say guys that have championship caliber is an understatement. I mean, these guys, really do have that and much more, because they've been successful coaches wherever they've been. So I think the players recognize how much they're being taught. I think they understand, when you have a good teacher. When you have a good teacher, you feel confident in the lesson that's being taught. And our coaches are really doing that. I feel very proud of how they're coaching and the pace that we're keeping the players up. And thus, in turn, we're seeing the product on the field just get better. And so, ultimately, I think we're going to have a good product come April 1st when we play Tampa Bay.
Now, before the season starts, obviously you have to go through a couple cuts. How hard is it for you to have to go through that process as you get closer and closer to that moment?
Yeah, cutting players is very difficult. For me, I never shy away from getting to know players. I think a lot of coaches in professional football, they tend not to really know the individual, because why get to know a player if ultimately you might have to release him or cut him, and then they wait until the team is set to really get to know the individual. I don't like doing that. I really do want to know people. I'm a people person. I really enjoy getting to know someone. But with that said, the more I get to know you, the harder it is for me and probably yourself if you have to be released from this football team. But we're very, very professional here. We make sure that they know exactly what we feel they could have done better. We try to help them get on other teams so they can continue their career. But yeah, ultimately you have to do what's best for the team. That's my job. Hey, sometimes heavy is the head that wears the crown. You know, you got to make tough decisions. And with that said, you know, we'll make the cuts accordingly. Hopefully, you know, they go on and have a great career and they learn from whatever they experienced here. But, you know, we're going to put the best team on the field, and that's my obligation to not only the organization but the fan base.
And then lastly, speaking on the fan base, what can you say to the fans to get them excited, you know, the excitement about the season coming up?
Well, yeah, I want the fans to be super pumped up. I mean, you know, I feel this is one of the best teams we've had on paper, you know, that I've ever been able to coach. Hopefully that's going to correlate to success, and I really do believe it is. I mean, it's going to be a great race. We're excited. I mean, 16-game season, and then first round, second round, and then championship. I really believe we have a championship caliber team. It's championship or bust. We need every single fan behind us. We know that we only go as far as many people that are in those seats, so we need your support, and we're here to win a championship for Orlando, and we're very aware of how much success we've had in the last 2 seasons, but we want to bring a trophy to the city of Orlando and have a parade right downtown in the middle of the city.